Humanastory. Humanastory was built out of the need for human companionship, a togetherness that only comes from people helping others. We wanted to be able to tell our stories and share our expressions with everyone who needs them. By us telling our stories, we're able to share that moment that forever changed who we are. But the idea is not just to tell our story, but to share the journey in how we overcame that moment in our lives, allowing others to read and see the story and connect to the one sharing. Most people want to tell the horrid things, but fail to share the accomplishments. At Humanastory, we are not those people. We are strong, the winners. We are the achievers. We believe that sharing our experiences will help someone out there in the same situation and allow them to connect with others that have already conquered their struggle. We give the resource within our stories to help those who otherwise would fall. The help to stand up and face what is in front of them without fear or doubt. We believe everyone has the ability to succeed in life. If you are alive on this little rock hurtling through the endless void we call the universe, you are a Humanastory. How much of one is up to you.
Hello, and welcome back to another exciting episode of Humanastory Live's Coffee with Humanastory, episode number 45. Today I am joined by Tom and Jerry, and if you'd like to join in on the conversation as well, simply log into our current Humanastory Live thread and give us your best shot. If they're good, I'll read them on the air, and if they're bad, we'll make Tom and Jerry read them on the air. Coffee with Humanastory is the unscripted show who is created by members, for members, and involves Humanastory members. Today, we have two special guests, Stephen Richards and Mark Sargent. And if you can't find the show, you're probably using a pencil cup somewhere in the Sahara, off-grid. But more importantly, the more you weigh, the harder you are to kidnap, so eat more bologna. Callers can call in at 1-619-798-6307 if you're in the San Diego area, or just don't care about long-distance charges. You can also Skype us at Humanastory for a worldwide connection. Messages will be heard and aired during the show. Be sure to let us know that you're referring Coffee with Humanastory, episode number 45. Stop by our website for tomorrow's show today. If you have any more information on any past shows, simply send us a message contacting us on the Contact Us page. Can't make it any easier. Today's theme is Fantastic Friday, or Flat Friday number 7. Today's question of the day: can you think of 10 other things that are flat? And without further ado, let's go ahead and bring everybody in. I'm joined by Mark Emke, Christina Klein, Mark Sargent, and Stephen Richards. I think I got his name right.
You did.
I did.
Two out of the third time.
I finally got it. So, what 10 other things can you name that are flat, Mark? Sargent?
Well, that's easy. How many? Lots of things. Flat. In fact, not just flat. I'll do flat and round.
Going all out?
Yeah, let's do flat and round. Like a frisbee, a dinner plate, a pizza, a coin, a discus from the Olympics.
That's 5.
That's 5. A manhole cover. 6. I'm trying to think of fun stuff.
It's a lot harder to do, isn't it?
It's not that. No, it's not that bad. A dartboard. CD.
You're not supposed to help him.
Sorry, that's 8. Dartboard and a CD. 2 more that are round. I'm doing round and flat. I already see a cookie. Nope.
I what do you want me to go back and check? Hold on.
No. It's 9. And what's 10? A what's a good 10? Something round and flat. A archery target.
Nice.
You were stretching for that one.
I was
Oh.
on that one, but that's round and flat. I mean, there's tons and tons of flat things. I mean, there's square and flat, there's oval and flat, there's rectangle and flat. We have flat surfaces everywhere.
Yeah, we do.
but-
Porcelain.
So, okay, I actually wanted to get caught up, find out what's all been going on. So what's been happening with you, Mr. Sargent? What have you been up to? What's going on? I know you're drawing closer to your awesomeness that is a show.
Yeah. The daily show, called the Flat Earth Show with Patricia Steer and I, we're coming up on the end of March, so it shouldn't be very much longer, maybe a couple more weeks. And then that'll be on the Flat Earth Network, which is in the process of being built. That'll be a lot of fun. The book is 3 weeks old. You guys already knew about the book, though.
I know it had a French thing. It had a French audio, right?
Yeah. There's Orphan Red is working on the audio version for French, and possibly even the written version of French, which is kind of nice. We don't have a Spanish person yet. The app, there's a third app. So there's an app for the Android, there's an app for the Apple, for the Flat Earth Clues, and now there's a secondary app that right now is, I think, for the Android. I don't know if it's out on iTunes yet, which is called The End of the World. And what he did was the makers over at iMobilize created an app based on the survival guide that I did called Empty Shelves. I did it a couple years ago, and I was giving it away for free to people, and he said, hey, it's a pretty cool read. Maybe it might come in handy for the end of the world. I go, hey, fine, do what you want with it. So he made an app called The End of the World. So we'll see how that goes. Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
you don't have a mug.
No,
I have a
don't.
mug.
You haven't sent me a mug with that cool globe on it. You haven't sent that to me.
Yeah. I have one. I have it. You know what? I
Yeah,
should.
don't worry,
I need to
you'll
give it
get
to you.
one, don't worry.
You'll have to drink it on air too. I don't care what people think.
I
Y'all
don't-
need to just get over it. He's
That's
my buddy.
fine.
That's what buddies do. Buddies support each other. So, Steven,
What's up?
I forgot what I was going to say. Do you know what I mean? I forgot what I was going to say.
Hey, that's Batman.
I forgot what I was going to say to you. Okay. Well, I was going to say, you're in the shadow of Mark Sargent here, so it's like I feel really bad because he was like, I have a book, we're making a movie, and so
Is that the gay version of me saying that, by the way?
Excuse
I have a
me,
book.
hello.
There's a television
You guys are
series.
bad.
George Clooney might be playing me.
So okay,
Oh, wow.
I wish.
That'll
So-
be the day.
okay, what have you been up to? I guess I don't know.
He just
What have
made
you
a
been
video
up to?
today.
You just made a video, right? 2 videos?
I made one 2 days ago. I just made one today, and I'm currently working on like a 4-hour 9/11 documentary.
Right on.
Oh,
Ooh,
ouch.
Cool.
Yeah, I haven't even got any script for that yet. I'm just working on notes right now, and I got half a notebook filled, so it's gonna.
Do you have a title for it yet?
Oh, absolutely not. No, we're not even there yet. I'm not
9/11.
even at-
Steven Richards in the 4-hour documentary 9/11.
Dun, 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 dun.
Yeah, almost
Is
slipped
it-
into
is that-
Batman there for a second.
It's his new
Okay.
persona.
Hang on while I get some more gravel to gargle.
It's all right. So I'm completely out of things to talk about. I forgot.
No,
what I was gonna
no,
say.
no,
You
no.
guys threw me all off. Thanks a lot.
Because Steven and I can talk. The 9/11 thing, by the way, my favorite 9/11 aspect wasn't all the super cool weird stuff like the no planes thing, which I didn't buy for a long time, or the direct energy weapon. My favorite thing still is that Building 7. Not that it went down after, even though no planes hit it, but that British television team reported it going down 20 minutes before it went down.
Oh yeah, she was just
Didn't
talking
they-
about it. It was right there in the screen.
Yeah,
Didn't they
Wow.
find one of the terrorists Didn't they find one of their passports like in front of the building?
Yeah, right in front, unburned. Yeah.
It fell right to the foot of a FBI agent conveniently. He's like, "Oh, it's got to be him."
Now, even though I knew that the why the British reporters did it, because I was a big time zone guy, because I did time and attendance software, and I knew they just got their time zones wrong when they were trying to announce when this thing happened. What I think would have been better is if they were even off after that, and like, let's say the building was falling as she was announcing it, that would have been brilliant, and nobody could have ignored that, because you can see this thing collapsing background. She's talking about, it's like, wow, that's really good timing. How did she get that so perfect? It's like, well, because she.
Well, okay, so here's a question I have on that whole subject: is okay, do you guys think that 3,000 people died? I mean, can't it be a conspiracy with people still being killed?
Oh no, I think people died.
So real people, because you got to have an element.
There were people. Let's put it this way: the people that, I mean, Photoshop wasn't that old at the time, and there were. I still believe there were people in that building. Now you got to question why there were so few people in the building. One, but then there were people jumping out the windows.
That's
saying,
insane.
you know what? Yeah, and that got pretty damn creepy. And some of those photographs, I absolutely believe, that they were just, you know what? Screw it.
Well, didn't they have a building? There was like a government building there, Building 7, that collapsed as well.
Yeah, that's what we were just talking about. That was
Building 7. And that building itself is it was what? I don't know, CIA run or something like that.
Yeah, the CIA was in the basement. It had 48 stories, and it wasn't hit by anything. And then it caught fire.
It just collapses.
And then just collapses at free fall speed. Just didn't crumble. It just fell.
Never. It's not a dead giveaway or anything.
Floor.
Yeah. Anyway. So what... I'm sorry, Stephen.
You were going to tell us about your 2 videos that you were making.
Oh,
we were talking about 9/11, and thanks a lot for getting us all started on that.
Hey, that's what I'm here for. Yeah, but I just made a video the other day. Basically just another like 20-minute rant, 10-minute rant, just unscripted. Just kind of threw a bunch of pictures together, a couple of videos, and just started talking. That's what the last 2 have been, and honestly, I think that works a little bit better than taking notes. I already got all the notes down in my head. It's just getting them out to the computer, which is getting easier and easier as the days go on. You know what I'm talking about, Mark.
I do. It's
so. Do you have more questions than answers? I mean, that's what's happening with me ever since I started talking to Mark. I start questioning my sexuality because I'm not sure where I stand anymore. I look in the mirror and I don't know. You know what I mean? No, I don't.
I do know what you mean.
There can't be 2. Kermit the Frog says there cannot be 2 Batmans. Oh,
what's Kermit doing in this movie?
I have no cool voices to throw in there.
That's what I'm saying.
Christian Bale's Batman is easy. And people made fun of him when he started doing it. It's like, you know what? That's an easy one to do. Because you sound like you got something stuck in your throat.
Is that my boy from American Psycho?
It is Christian Bale.
Wow, he is the bomb.
Oh, that's my
Huey Lewis wasn't with the news. Huey Lewis is the news.
What?
That's what he says right before he kills a guy in his living room.
Oh, right. I only saw that movie once.
He just turns up Huey Lewis. Anyway.
Christian Bale's watch that one.
Talented guy. And of course, this week, Christian Bale would be saying, "What's Ben Affleck doing in this movie?"
That's right. We got all these superheroes. We can do it. We got this. We got Kermit the Frog. We got
Kermit
Batman.
the Frog, a superhero, is he?
It's a stretch.
It's a little bit of a stretch.
We got the Flash.
Yeah, but I got a feeling it was Mark thinking he was naked. Oh, we got 2. We got 2 Marks here, so this is just gonna really get interesting.
Oh, it's Tom.
Oh yeah, it's Tom. That's right. I'm Tom. It's Tom, and she's Jerry.
Right.
That's right.
Right, that's right. My bad.
So Brian, you're still in that stage where your mind's being blown by the whole flat Earth concept.
You know, I can't find anything that says it's like you get people. Excuse the French, but you get people complaining. You like that? I didn't use bad words. You get people that are
complaining's a French. What is?
Yeah,
that?
well, yeah. I was gonna say something else, but I changed my mind. I can't find any evidence, and it's like people still tell me, "Oh, that's stupid. You're going nuts," and it's like, but where's the proof? Where is the proof that it's round? You can give me all the math and all the science you want, but I understand that math and science can be manipulated to fit anything. You know, if you want it to fit a statistic, if you search hard enough for it, you're going to find it. And I'm trying to find the actual truth. You know, is it really out there? Is it flat? You know, is it round? But you can't really get any answers from people because when you talk to people, they're either downgrading you or don't want to just be open and honest. And I really think that's kind of misleading, and I think people do it on purpose. But on the same token, we only have 8 seconds, so you guys are going to have to wait till the next segment. Humanastory is the story of humanity, one person at a time. We believe each person has a story to tell, and each story shapes that person into who they are today. Collectively, and more importantly, each and every person's story shapes this little blue rock we call home. We are all together whether we like it or not. We also believe that your unique story might just help someone else traveling down your pathway in life. You might be their guide through this rough time. We are always looking for more exciting stories to share with the world. If you've got one, come share it with us today. And welcome back. Coffee with Humanastory, episode number 45. I have Christina, Mark Emke, Mark Sargent, and Stephen Richards. Because we can. And it's time to answer the serious question of the day. Can you think of 10 things other than flat Earth that are flat? And by Mark's account, round as well. So, well, you already answered all 10, so you don't get any more. However, Stephen hasn't given us but one. I think he said CD.
Well, yeah, but he can do just flat. I mean, how easy that's...
Flat. Okay, give me 10 flat things, Stephen.
All right, here we go. A notebook.
Notebook's not flat.
What are you talking about?
Find
a composition notebook.
Those
are flat.
Composition notebook. Okay.
A table, pretty flat. A TV screen. I'm just scanning the room right now.
What are you on? 3? I think you're on 3. No, 4 because you got CDs.
Get the CD before. My Xbox is flat. Oh shit! Not too much more in here.
Just about everything in our house is flat. The door is flat.
Yeah, the door is flat. The walls are flat. The ceiling's flat. The floor is flat.
We do a lot of flat stuff.
I know. Nothing's round in here, though. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, there's no symbolism in it. I bet there can be a conspiracy against that.
Conspiracy.
In fact, the only spheres really are sports equipment, and other than the globe models, any sort of sports equipment other than say like a rugby ball or American football.
You really do have a point.
And the occasional disco ball, which we don't have to get into. And that's really it.
Hey,
what else?
Donut holes. Donut holes
are they're not spheres, they're round. but like and the occasional light fixture. But really, how many other times do you see spheres?
Well,
and
you do have a point.
People say, well, there's planets. And it's like, really? Really? That's what you see this is?
Okay, so all right, so let's talk about Stephen and talk about what you got going on here in the wake of Sargent's. He's going to become president or something. I don't remember what he's saying.
Wow.
No.
You know what? I have a question.
President, huh?
It actually came out in the news. There was a major reporter that was talking to, I don't know if it was a campaign guy. It was one of the like big guys that does the politics stuff.
Yeah.
And he openly admitted on open air that the normal person doesn't really have a say.
Really?
And the reporter came back. I'll find it and I'll give you the link to it. I'll see if we can find it again. I don't remember all the details. I just remember going, holy hell, because he openly admits it.
Yeah. The
On
average
air,
person.
and the reporter stopped him and went, wait, what did you just say? And he goes to repeat it, but he goes, oh, never mind.
the first rule of power in the rules of power. I mean, forget about the golden rule, but the first rule of power is true power stays hidden, which means anybody that controls presidents and heads of state, they're usually behind the scenes. They pull the strings because you never want to give the public. The rule is never put yourself in a position where you can be overthrown.
So what do you think of this Donald Trump thing? Because he's paid for his own.
Well,
at least that's that's the running thing here. I mean, is it?
Yeah, it doesn't really matter because either way, both sides. I think I said this in the last thing I did, where either way you're paid for. Meaning, again, here's the argument which I try to throw at people, and that is if you're a billionaire, it's a trick question, which is, who do I give my money to for the presidential race, Republicans or Democrats? And people will argue about that. And it's like, no. The answer is both of them. I will give both of them the same amount of money because they don't care. Their allegiance has nothing to do with who I give the money to, as long as I get the money. So if I give each of them $1 million, I get an audience with whoever becomes president. And I, get to have golf with them and do everything. And if I give $10 million, maybe I spend a weekend in the Hamptons with them. Who knows? But the point is, I spent $10 million to do that. What does the average person on the street do? They do nothing. So what should they expect? Nothing. And that's not me trying to be a downer or anything, but it's the illusion of choice. And that is, as long as people have the illusion of choice, they will respond pretty well. And that's like, well, okay, I'll pick for the lesser of two evils, which in this case is going to be Hillary Clinton and Donald Trump, which, by the way, is the first time ever I've seen people talk openly in the street saying, I wouldn't vote for either of them. It's like, I've never even heard that before. So we'll see. But they're both bought and paid for. Absolutely. Don't think that because Donald Trump has his own money, he's not influenced behind the scenes. He is. Absolutely.
Yeah, I think he's spinning words to where the public wants to hear him. But yeah, I want to find that. I want to find that one clip where that politician says that people don't have a say. I'll link it. I'll give it to you to put up when you do your.
But look how far we have fallen in that. Beforehand, remember that joke that was in Back to the Future where Ronald Reagan was kind of kidding around. They were kidding around in the movie. It's like, the actor, because Ronald Reagan was a B list actor, back in the day, and now we're on the verge of electing a reality show star. How does that happen? I mean, and think of all the reality show stars that are out there. He's one of the better ones, I suppose, but I mean, is it any different than picking somebody from The Voice?
Ryan Seacrest.
Oh yeah, Ryan Seacrest, exactly. I mean, honestly, George Clooney, they were talking about it in an article. I'm not picking on him because he's a fine, upstanding man. I'm saying that they were saying that George Clooney could run for president right now, and he'd get a lot of votes. Now.
Oh, yeah, he would. I believe that.
Even though he's single, and I don't think we've elected a single president before. Wait,
did he get married? This is supposed to be a flat Friday, and we're
talking about flat stuff a little bit.
Well, I guess it is. The politics is pretty flat, isn't it?
Yes.
Okay.
I got something else that's flat.
Oh my God.
I don't.
Okay, so Stephen, you had a question that you wanted to give. You wanted to shoot at Mark, right? Mark Sargent.
Yes. My friend actually texted me this question the other day, and then I didn't end up being on the show. Let me just scroll to it real quick. All
Your
right.
best shot. What do you got?
All right. So, since we all know how the powers that shouldn't be in power are, how powerful they are, how have they been able to hide such a great deception, like such as the flat Earth, from billions of people for decades? What gives anyone the idea that this will be of a sudden realization anytime soon, for the powers that could easily just shut it down? They haven't revealed other truths within the movement that have been as large as this. Did you follow that? This is just me.
I think I did. The powers that be, first of all, it was easy for them to do it because most of the work was done for them, because the world and the big structure was not built by them. All they had to do was keep it a secret. And Antarctica did a huge amount of the work for them because it's a really, really hostile environment. You know, there's no reason for the average person to go down to Antarctica ever. And the upper part of it was higher than commercial air traffic, way higher. So it was, all they had to do was spend the money and create a fake space program. That's all they had to do. Use some Hollywood techniques, and in doing so, that was easy enough. I mean, granted, you weren't going to be able to do it forever, and they did hold it together for 50, 60 years, so you give them points for that. But it is part of something bigger. You're absolutely right. They could have shut this thing down. They could have repressed it. I cannot tell you how many people emailed me and said, oh yeah, I found out about it because it was recommended for me on the sidebar of YouTube, which shouldn't be possible. I mean, that's a couple lines of code that says never ever recommend flat and earth, in combination with each other ever in a search or a non-search. Never recommend it. So they could have shut that down in 2 seconds, or they could have repressed the video count, or they could have thrown some technical wrinkles in there. Yeah, you're right. They could have really stunted this, and they didn't. In fact, they did the opposite. And we know this because Neil deGrasse Tyson went on primetime television and dropped the mic talking about it. And
right.
Has there been anything else in the news that's been going on?
No, not for the last 30, 45 days or whatever. There's some interesting things, though, and that is you're seeing more and more. What I found was, in fact, just found out today, that more and more news people are using flat Earth as a term. They're working the term in to other stories. Basically, the term flat Earth is being used in place of general craziness. And, calling people flat earthers or members of the Flat Earth Society, that sort of, the whole Obama thing. More people are starting to use that. They're hitting any chance they can use it because it's fairly new and it's considered really ridiculous. They're working it in. And I think even that is subtle because it's still keeping the term in there, even though it's negative, people are still knowing, that it's out there. So yeah, this is still a setup. The flat Earth is a setup for something bigger. So it doesn't have to be this big reveal. All it has to do is be part of even a bigger reveal, which would be your choice, either some sort of celestial event like a fake Planet X thing, or a fake invasion, or a fake coming out party for some sort of race of beings. That this would be a great foundation for that. Because
not in my city. It isn't going to happen.
Right? Aliens.
Yeah, damn it. Yeah,
Beam me up, Scotty.
Oh my God. That's weak sauce, bro.
Bro.
You gotta come strong or not come at all.
Do you do science?
Do even science? Nice. Anyway, so that's why I think it's going to be a bigger part, something else, because why wouldn't it be? Because if you let flat Earth just come out by itself, then you run the risk of a lot of horrible things, like the biggest class action lawsuit in history, the academic institutions being turned upside down, the economic institutions being turned. I mean, it would be chaos for a while if just that came out. So it's got to be part of a combination combo.
Right. I know what you're saying there.
It's got to be part of something bigger.
When do you think the government's
Sorry, what, Steven?
So did you see B.O.B. back on Twitter tweeting about all the flat Earth and Illuminati stuff again?
No, that's excellent.
Yeah, he's about a week ago. He started tweeting again. I was like, oh, here he comes, and he's been firing away.
Well, it should, because he already announced his tour dates. He's going on tour.
Is he performing the song on tour?
That's what I was wondering as a first thing. It's like, is he going to be?
Ticket.
I know he's coming to Seattle. If he's performing Flatline, I may have to go.
Oh, you might have to do a little live event there.
Oof, yeah. Well, yeah. Oh, yeah. That's right. Well, I don't know if they'd actually. Well, they might. Well, I mean, if he invited me backstage, I'll bring my phone just in case. But yeah, if he performs Flatline, I would definitely show up, because why not? It's still waiting for that third celeb, whoever it is, who's gonna make the move and defend B.O.B. I'm really surprised nobody has yet.
We already know who it's gonna be.
I'd love to see Joe Rogan flip over again.
Joe? Oh no.
No, you don't want that.
No, because his credibility is shot at this point. Because he could flip right back. It'd be like, hey, you're gonna go from a double agent to a triple agent. And then
I think he's just going to be like, well, screw it. This is what happened. I'm sorry I lied, and then lose his job. But
I want everyone to say their goodbyes.
Bye.
Yeah, because I'm going to cut you all off now. You guys bore me now.
Goodbye, Mark Sargent, and bye, Steve Richards.
Bye. Thank you for having me on the show, guys.
Yeah. Bye, Mark. We love you, man.
Bye, Mark.
Bye, everyone.
Goodbye. Goodbye, everybody.
Goodbye, everybody.
Kermit the Frog here.
Humanastory thanks you for listening and your activity with our community. We hope to grow a little each day with the lives of